So next we're going to talk about skin contact / cold soaking that we do here at Red Meat Cellars, which is a term you hear us use a lot in reference to the wines, particularly the Rieslings. And it's a tactic that we use to really kind of try and extract a little bit more, kind of flavor and concentration. But hey, what is cold soaking, Kelby?
So cold soaking is the process of crushing the fruit when it comes in, crushing the grapes, and then leaving the skins and juice in contact with one another for some amount of time. The cold part implies that it's below a sort of ambient temperature. We usually try and pick really early in the morning. In the fall in the Finger Lakes, that usually means kind of upper 30s, low 40s for a temperature. And once you have 1 ton of fruit crushed up in a bin like that, the temperature doesn't really change for a few days. But we're not actively chilling it. We're just letting it soak on its own and really just, macerate in a way. You get a lot of aromatic potential out of the grapes that way. You get a lot of mid-palate weight in the finished wine that way. And you get a little bit more color. With something like Riesling, maybe a bit more of a golden hue. But with something like Pinot Gris or Gewürztraminer, you can pick up a little bit of pink.
And so most of what we do, which Kelby was saying, is ambient cold soak. So, we crush the fruit and we set it out. A lot of these wines are starting to get a 2 to 3 day treatment, which really was working well for the styles of wines that we've been pushing at Red Newt. And we do have a couple of kind of special wines that we do that are going to be active cold soaks. So what we do is we actually circulate the juice through kind of a chilling unit, which brings it down to about 33 degrees Fahrenheit, and actively kind of pump it over the top of the wine and then back through. And it's things that we do pretty exclusively with just like the Kelby James Russell Rosé, and then also, of course, our Knoll Riesling.
Cold soaking is different from, if you've heard of orange wine or skin fermentation with white grapes. That isn't what we're talking about here. That's a different process that would allow you to ferment the grapes, the white grapes, on their skins and pick up some color and some tannins and phenolics. And they're interesting wines. They're not what we're looking for with cold soaking. Cold soaking is quite a bit of work, but allows us to press the fruit off like normal, as it's still juice, and end up with a wine that in many ways is very classic in its presentation. It's just everything's turned up to 11 in terms of flavors and aromatics. It's something that we started doing here in particular in 2013 with the first vintage of the Knoll, and we kind of rapidly expanded into doing it with just about all of our white wines. And I'd say it's a real hallmark of our style.
I think you'd be correct.